Hey guys, this is Shane Gremo, current healthcare sector head, and in this short video, I'm going to be going over how to properly run the program I created to calculate a company's beta. But before we actually get into the program itself, we are going to need a few things downloaded on your device to actually run the program properly. The first thing we're going to need is Python. If you do not have Python on your device, simply go to python.org, go to downloads, and you can download the latest version for Windows and Mac. After that, I recommend downloading Visual Studio Code. This isn't necessary to actually run the program. However, I do think it's more user-friendly for those who haven't coded before than rather using the console or Python itself. So I do recommend downloading Visual Studio Code, and you can download this for Windows and Mac as well. So once you have both of those downloaded, make sure you properly have them installed, run both of them, make sure they properly work, and once you do that, you are ready to actually hop into the program. So next you're going to need the actual file for the program. You can download this from the link in the description. You can get this from the eBoard, from the Investment Club, or the eBoard from PMC as well. I believe I shared it with them. But once you have the file, you can put it on your desktop or put it in a folder by itself, whatever's easier for you. And simply highlight the folder, right-click it, and click Open With. And you should have the option to use a Visual Studio Code to open it, and click on that. Now, if you properly installed everything correctly, the file should open up in Visual Studio Code, and you should see all of the code here on the left side of the screen. The first thing you want to do is go to the top right of the screen, and you should see these three icons, and you want to click the middle one. And what this is going to do is going to open up your terminal. Your terminal is where you input your inputs and you get your outputs, and it's basically basically the control center within Visual Studio Code. And what we want to do now is we need to install 8 modules to actually get the program to run. However, the good news is once you install these modules once on your device, the next time you run the program, you don't have to do this again. So this is kind of a one-time setup that we have to do. And what you want to do is come down to the terminal, and you should see the kind of file location, and you should see a cursor. And what you want to do is type in pip space install. And I recommend copying this because we're going to be pasting it 8 times as we install all these modules. So the first one you want to do is type in pip install and then sklearn and click enter. Now it says I already have requirement already satisfied because I already have these modules installed on my device. However, on your terminal, you should see a full download as it installs the module. And once you see the file location again with your cursor, you are good to install the second one. So the second one is pip install stats, space stats modules. Click enter. The next one you want to do is pip install numpy. The fourth one is pip install statistics. After that, you want to do pip install pandas, followed by pip install seaborn. And the next one, pip install matplotlib. And the last one we need is pip install yfinance. Now, after you have these 8 modules installed, you should be good to go to run the program. So what you want to do is go up to the top of the screen where it says run, click on it, and click run without debugging. And your terminal should clear and the file should begin to run. Give it a few seconds and you should be prompted with an input. So it asks you for the company's ticker. So whatever company you're trying to find the beta of, you would enter here. So for this example, we can use Apple and click enter. And then it asks you if you want to do a custom calculation or standard. So the way I programmed the code is for standard. It takes these 3 inputs and basically sets them. So if you do standard, it automatically sets it to calculate a 5-year beta with data collected weekly, and it cuts off outliers of 10%. So basically what that means is for every week, if your company outperforms or underperforms SPY by more than 10%, it would basically consider this week an outlier and cut off the data point. After testing multiple periods and multiple cutoff points, I kind of figured this would be the standard. It gave me the most significant betas consistently. So I do recommend using standard. However, standard might not always work if you have a company that went newer and is new on the market. You can't calculate a 5-year beta for a company that has been public for 3 years. So If you're calculating the beta of a newer company, you have to do a custom and put in a shorter period. But for Apple's sake, we can use standard. So you type in standard, click enter, and some stuff's going to happen. The first thing you're going to get is this pop-up. And this is basically just kind of an overview of all your data points that were collected. The y-axis, you can see Apple, and the x-axis, you see SPY. And all these points and the numbers are supposed to be percentages. So you can kind of see the trend for Apple that we have here. But you can just close that out. And what you want to do is scroll up in your terminal. And you should see this right here where it says beta, and it gives you a number. And this is the beta for the company using the standard inputs of a 5-year beta calculated weekly with a beta cutoff of an absolute value of 10%. And then below your beta, you see your regression results as well. And if you go down here to look at your coefficient for SPY, you can see this number right here. That is also your beta. So that is how you use this to calculate a beta using the standard inputs that I kind of set up. But I'll give you guys an example on how to run it if you were to do a custom input. So you'll click run again, enter company's ticker. This time we can use Microsoft. And we can use custom. So you type in custom, click enter. And it first prompts you to enter a outlier cutoff. So maybe instead of 10% absolute value, we'll use 8%. So you enter that in as a decimal, click enter. And let's just say we do 2 years. Maybe we're looking for a post-COVID beta. Enter an interval, 1 week, click enter, and the same thing happens. It gives us a graph showing us all of our data points. And it also gives us our beta using our custom inputs and the regression results same as before. But if you guys have any errors while trying to download this or any problems, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is shaneg@udel.edu. That will also be in the description. But I hope you guys are able to use this program to your advantage in your classes or in your models.